So Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So continuing, now we want to use Al-Nahi and Amr. How do we use them? What purpose do they give? So obviously Amr is to command and Nahi is to give prohibition. But what are the secondary benefits of this? So for example, as I said to you before, the Amr and Nahi is only when it's ala wajhil isti'la, when the person is in authority. If the person is not in authority, then it wouldn't be a command. It can be request, it can be dua, it can be advice. It depends on circumstances as well. So for example, simple one is iltimas. If the person giving the amr al-sigha, he's not ala wajhil isti'la, he's not in authority, he's not higher. So for example, Harun alayhi salatu wasalam, he's saying to his brother Musa, and they both are equal, or Musa was actually higher authority. So when he says to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, فَلَا تُشْمِتْ بِيَ الْأَعْدَاءِ, don't make the enemies be happy at us. Meaning if you disgrace me, what will happen? My enemies will get happy. Look, oh, he got disgraced. So don't make my enemies what? Happy at me. So obviously he doesn't have isti'la. He doesn't have authority. So what is this? Request. It's not a command. What is this called? Iltimas. In our day-to-day language, a son tells his father, for example, that's why we say, can you please lend me some money? Can you please take me to the park? So it's a request, because the son doesn't have isti'la, he doesn't have authority. It's an iltimas, called a request. Okay? So now the nahi amr is not its original meaning. It's a secondary meanings. One secondary meaning is iltimas. And I'm going to give you about 4 or 5 examples here, but don't think, oh, this is all of it. There are more. But you get an idea of how you can come out from the amr original meaning into secondary meanings. Advice. What does advice mean? The person is an authority, but he's not seeing it as something you have to do. Okay? For example, it's a very common example. What happens is Allah says, Ya ayyuhal ladina amanu, or you believe, إِذَا تَدَايَنْتُمْ بِدَيْنٍ إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ مُسَمَّى. When you do a transaction and the cash or the money is not being paid up front, what should you do? فَاكْتُبُوا. Write it. In Gujarati, it's Lakaranta Wachanu. If it's written, you can read it. I mean, if it's written, then you won't have any arguments later on. So, but is it for us? Have you ever heard any scholar saying it's for us that if you don't pay up front, you have to write it? No. But Allah is telling us, isn't He? And He's saying, فَاكْتُبُوا. There's Amr Sigha, and Allah is an isti'la. It's still not for us. That means it's not a command. What is it more? An advice. Look, this is advice to you, to precaution, in case something happens in the future. Another example is the Prophet ﷺ, he suggested to somebody, one sahabiya, that look, why do you want to leave your husband? So she asked, is this a command? Is it amr? Or is it a mashwara, an advice? She said, no, it's not a command. So she said, I don't want to follow your command. I don't want to follow this advice. I don't want to save my husband. So look, Prophet ﷺ is in charge. He has authority over the sahabiya, who just become freed as a slave. But still, it wasn't a command. He was giving us advice. So even though he was an isti'la, he was not saying this with authority, saying you have to do this. So look, so sometimes a command can also be for advice. And this is, you also do a lot more of this in usul al-fiqh, where there's a command, Prophet said something, we don't have to do it because it's not farad, it's not wajib. Sometimes he might say something, it becomes wajib. Sometimes he says something as advice, and that's something you have to learn. Okay? So don't just say, oh, the hadith says that do this, you have to do it. You have to understand the context. What context is he saying it in? As I give an example for dua. When you make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what do we say? Allahumma ghfir lana. So, it's not command, is it? Because we are lower, we don't have isti'la. It's a dua, and there's loads of them. رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا رَبَّنَا اغْفِرْ لَنَا رَبَّنَا هَبْ لَنَا رَبِّ اجْعَلْنِي مُقِيمَ الصَّلَاةِ. All the du'as. They are what? All the amrs, all the du'as, most of the du'as, all of them have an amr. But the amr is not in its command meaning. What meaning is it in? Dua, because we are lower. Okay? Tamanni, desire. What does that mean? You can use an amr, but you're not telling someone to carry out something. It's a dua. For example, when the people of Jahannam, when they will be in Jahannam and they'll be really, obviously, very lot of severe punishment. So what they say, Ya Malik. Who's Malik? The gatekeeper of Jahannam. لِيَقْضِي عَلَيْنَا رَبُّكَ. Qada yaqdi, make a decision. Meaning, let us die. If you can't get out from Jahannam, there's no intercession, there's no way of getting out, then just give us death. So they say, لِيَقْضِي عَلَيْنَا Amr ghaib. It's not command, is it? Why? Because they have no authority. And it is a desire, it's our desire, they're desiring something. So the amr is being used in what meaning here? Desire, tamanni. So every amr doesn't have to be for command. That's why you have context. That's why you have. So in daily language and in fiqh, you must have tafaqquh, understanding, context. You look at the whole thing. Don't just jump to conclusions. Okay? Taswiyah. To show that two things are equal. So basically, in English we have a word called whether. For example, whether you study or whether you don't study, you get the same results. Okay? Whether you do this, whether you do that, it doesn't matter. Okay? So in Arabic, this is expressed by having two amr. For example, فَاصْبِرُوا أَوْ لَا تَصْبِرُوا سَوَاءٌ عَلَيْكُمْ. So isbiru is not a command. Basically saying that, look, you're in Jahannam, أَعَذَنَ اللَّهُ مِنْهَا. Now, it doesn't matter what you do in Jahannam, whether you say, okay, I'm going to be patient, I'm going to stay quiet, or whether you just shout and scream. There's no difference. فَاصْبِرُوا أَوْ لَا تَصْبِرُوا. So it's not saying, oh, one command is isbiru, one command la tasbiru. That's not what Allah is saying here. What's Allah saying? Isbiru aw la tasbiru sawa'un alaykum. Whether you be patient, whether you're not patient, sawa'un alaykum, it's the same. So this amr is not for command. These two amrs together give the meaning of what? Whether. Meaning, it's the same. It doesn't matter. Do you understand? Taswiyah. Okay? Yeah. Ibaha. Ibaha means permission. Okay? For example, Ya ayyuhan nas, kulu mimma fil ardi halalan tayyiba. Oh people, eat. You have to go and eat now. I read the Quran ayah. Go and eat. It's farad, isn't it? It's wajib. Command. That's what it means. What does this mean? Meaning you can't eat. The best example of this is what? It comes in regards to Umrah. وَإِذَا حَلَلْتُمْ فَاصْطَادُوا. In Umrah, you can't do hunting. Not Umrah. Umrah, you want to ihram. In ihram, you can't do what? Hunt. But what does Allah say? إِذَا حَلَلْتُمْ. When you become halal from your ihram, فَاصْطَادُوا. Amr. Istadu, go and hunt. Have you been Umrah? Have you hunted after Umrah? It's not counted. Look, Allah says, it's farad, wajib. After you become halal, what do you have to do? Go and hunt. So your Umrah is not counted. No, that's not what it means. What does it mean? That after you finish your Umrah, you become halal from your ihram, you can hunt. Okay? You understand? So the ibaha is permissible. So that it can be a command, but it means, okay, it doesn't mean you have to go and do it. It means you can't do it. It's now permissible. And this cannot be understood from the context. Some people have mentioned a principle here as a little tip. It's the difference of the scholars regarding this. But if there's a prohibition, and after prohibition there's an amr, then that is usually to show what? Permission. I was saying, don't write any notes now. Don't write. Listen. Yeah? And I said, and after a while I said what? Okay, write. Is it what? Is it am I telling you to write? What am I saying? You can write. Do you understand? Close your books. Don't look at your books. Close your books. Yeah? And everybody's look at the screen. Don't look at your books. Then what happens after that? I say, okay, open your books. What does that mean? If you want. You can open it now. So there's a prohibition, and after the prohibition is an amr. It usually, very commonly, it refers to ibaha and permission. Yeah? That's amr and nahi. And there's also more meanings as well. The books of Balagah, books of usul al-fiqh will mention a lot more meanings of amr. Okay? Now we move on to istifham. So the original meaning of istifham is what? To ask a question. But sometimes istifham can be used for other meanings. And this is called what you were saying yesterday. What do you say? A rhetorical question. Meaning a question where you don't really want an answer is basically like a khabariya almost. For example, look. Amr. Aren't you going to read? Aren't you going to listen? If I say that to you, aren't you going to read? What am I trying to say to you? Aren't you going to learn sabak? Are you not going to learn sabak? Exactly, I'm commanding. Are you going to behave? What does that mean? Behave. So you can ask a question, you don't want an answer. It can be command. For example, Allah says, فَهَلْ أَنْتُمْ شَاكِرُونَ? Making a point. Yeah, are you going to be thankful? So are you going to be grateful? What does that mean? You can't say yes or no. It's a command. Be thankful. Now look, Allah has done so much for you. For example, you explain to somebody, look, your dad done so much for you, your mom done so much for you. Don't you think they deserve your respect? Meaning, they've done so much for you, don't they deserve respect? I.e., I respect them. It's a way of expressing. Okay? Prohibition. Don't do something. You're scared of him. What does that mean? You're scared of that guy. What does that mean? What am I trying to say? Don't be scared of him. You can ask a question. For example, أَتَخْشَوْنَهُمْ? Are you scared of the people? Oh, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, are you scared of the people? The Prophet is not saying, oh, yes or no. What is he saying? Don't be worried about them. You do your job. Okay? So you have istifham, but it's not to ask a question. You don't want a yes or no. What Allah has given a command. Allah has given a nahi. You following? Ta'ajjub. Wow, amazement. So what did I ask? The people of the Quraysh, the Makkans, were like, how can you be a prophet? Mali hadha Rasul. What's wrong with this prophet? Ya'kulu ta'am, yamshi fil aswaq. He's eating food, he's going to town. How can he be a prophet? They had this, the prophet has to be an angel or somebody superhuman. So they express amazement. Mali hadha Rasul. This is the question here. What is wrong with this prophet? So they didn't expect an answer. They're trying to show their amazement that something's wrong with this prophet. He can't be a prophet. Na'udhu billahi min that. That was their claim. So in this istifham, they're not asking a question. They're showing their amazement. Do you understand? When they say Mali hadha Rasul, they didn't expect an answer. They just saying a statement that we are amazed at this prophet. So Mali hadha Rasul means this prophet is amazing. He can't be a prophet. Na'udhu billahi min that, because he goes to town and he eats food. Can't be a prophet. A prophet has to be an angel, somebody really superhuman. So this istifham is not to ask a question, but rather to do what? To show ta'ajjub and amazement. Okay? Another one is interesting. Guess what? Guess what? What does that mean? I say guess what? What is that?
No, to create interest.
You think? Should I tell you something?
Tell me.
Tell me. What is it? What is it? I got some news for you. Guess what? It's like, okay, tell me. I said, no. No, tell me now. Tell me now. You can't do that to me. And if you do that, it gets like really annoying. So, guess what? No, I can't tell you anymore. And it's like, no, come on, tell me now. What does that do? It creates a interest, a tashweeq. So Allah says, هل أدلكم على تجارة تنجيكم من عذاب أليم. Instead of saying, Allah saying, shall I not tell you of a great business, a great transaction, a good deal, and this deal will save you from the fire of Jahannam? Shall I tell you? So what are you going to think? Come on, tell me. Tell me, this is something interesting. So that question here is not saying, should you tell me, should you not tell me, let me think about it. It's not a question. What is it? It's a way you create an interest. Okay? Ta'zim. To show greatness of something. For example, Allah says in the Quran, مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يَشْفَأُ إِنْدَهُ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِهِ. Who can intercede in Allah's court without permission? Who has the guts and the position and the stature that he can come in Allah's court and say something without permission? Who? So, I don't know. That's not what we're saying. We're saying here, nobody can. So this statement here is not asking a question. This statement is saying how great Allah is. That who can beat him? Who can question him? What does that mean? No one can question him. And this the purpose of this is to express the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Make sense? You following? Yep. Okay? Now, moving on. Tamannin and tarajjin. What did we do before? We said tamanni is for what? To desire something impossible. And what do you use for that? Later, hal or law. And for possible use tarajji, we use what? What do we use? La'alla. Correct. La'alla. Okay? Yeah? So later is for impossible and la'alla is for possible, unlikely, or something that can happen. Look at this. Allah is quoting Fir'aun. And Allah says, Fir'aun says, Allah says regarding Fir'aun, he said, Ya Haman, O Haman, my wazir, my deputy, Ibni li sarha, make a big palace and a big tower for me. Why? I want to go and see Allah. La'alli ablughu samawat. Let me see, Musa is saying there's a God, Let's build a big tower and let's see, is there any God here? Yeah? Yeah, he's stupid, but anyways. But, is it possible to see Allah? Is it possible to reach that high? But what did Fir'aun use? He said, like la'alla. So he's trying to say basically, it's not impossible. We can do it. We can go that high. We can see it. You get it? So really, you're supposed to use later here because it's impossible. But you can now sometimes use what? La'alla in place of later when you're trying to say what?
When you're trying to make it possible.
When you're trying to make it possible. You understand? It's because it's impossible. But he's used what? La'alla. So you can switch it around. And this is where all the fun of Balagah comes in. When you start using Amr instead of Istifham, Istifham instead of Amr, use later instead of La'alla. I say, why? There must be a reason here. What's happening here? See the eloquence in this? How Allah is trying to express His statement? Okay? Nida. Now in Nida we done two things. We said that two particles. One is for close, one is for far. Okay? So for example, if you're close to me, I say or even in English, for example, if you're close to me, I say Yasin. And if you're far, I say, oh Abdullah. You add a bit more because he's far away. Now sometimes what you can do, you can use, instead of physical closeness, you can use spiritual or metaphorical closeness to express this. So let's say for example, we're friends, we're on good terms. I can use the nida, which is for close, to show that what? We're close, not physical, but what? Metaphorically or spiritually, or again I'm saying not physical closeness, but ma'nawi closeness, meaning abstract closeness. And even though you're close to me and I'm angry, I can use Ya Yasin. I don't want to know you, mate. So use a Ya, a for the Ya. Now this happens in the Quran. Look, so it's the same conversation, but Allah expresses it in different ways. So when Musa was holding his brother Harun's beard like this, so he's holding his beard. So what did Harun say? Yabna Ya's a far. Yabna oh my mother's son. Because he's right close to me, he's holding his beard, so he has to be close. But he said, yeah, why? Come on man, this is not how you deal with me. Give me a bit of a break. So he's trying to say as if, we're a bit distant at the moment. And when Allah explains it another way, he's not holding it, because he's saying, don't hold my beard. So even though before this, it's the same conversation, the same thing, but here Allah doesn't use ya. Because what? Now he's saying, look, we're together. The Qawm have deemed me as weak, they took me as vulnerable, and they wanted to kill me. That's why I didn't stop them from worshipping the cow, because I couldn't, I was helpless. So here it doesn't use ya. You see? You understand what's happening?
Because you use ya to sort of call out.
Someone who's far. So for example, I'll give you an example. So it says in the Quran, Ya ayyuhan, and again, it can also happen, for example, you can use, remember, somebody is close, you can also use it to show ta'zim. For example, you say, I'm really low and the king is really high. Meaning, in position. So we can say, for example, Ya ayyuhan nas. That look, Allah is really high and people are really low. So they're saying, Ya ayyuhan nas. Okay? Do you understand?
Also like, for example, Allah uses we as well.
It's similar, but it doesn't come under.
To show distance.
That will probably come under pronouns. Zamir, whereas Allah uses not 2 and uses 9 instead. Do you understand this concept here?
The top one.
Wait, yeah. Similar concept. That we will discuss the Adharik al-Kitab in when we do Ism al-Ishara. But it's the same concept. That something which is far, something which is close, we can use it for far to show that you are. Okay? Right. Now, apart from far and near, sometimes you can change, instead of saying, Ya Yusuf, Ya Yunus, Ya Adil, what can we say? We can change a person called by something else. Okay? Obviously, when Isa was born, you can understand it. It was a miracle. There's no father. So what automatically was 1 and 1 mean? 2, that you did something wrong. How else you can get a child? They can understand the concept of the miracle. So when I say, Ya Ukhta Harun, I said, Ya Maryam. I said, Ya Ukhta Harun. So this is who is Harun? Some say refer to Harun, some say no, Harun was a person in her family who was very pious. So whatever it is, like, they want to say, you're the Harun's sister doing this? Not only a woman, but Harun's sister. Astaghfirullah. How did you do this? So then they say, Ya Maryam. When they say, Ya Ukhta Harun. Yeah, emphasis is coming too often now, isn't it? It's not emphasis, but it creates, it gives a better meaning.
More dramatic.
Okay, that's a new word, dramatic. Dramatic, emphatic, it's more sensational. Okay? Another example. Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu, Hazrat Fatima, they had a bit of a disagreement. All husbands and wives have that. So what happened? Either he left or he got chucked out of the house. And he went to sleep outside. Where did he sleep? In the masjid. Okay? So the Prophet came to the Fatima's house, go, where's Hazrat Ali? He goes, he's not here. We had a bit of an argument and he's gone out. So he went and slept in the masjid. The masjid had no carpet. So the Prophet understood what's happening here, isn't it? So obviously he's probably angry as well, isn't it? She was angry, he's probably angry as well. So now to make the mood a bit soft, dampen the mood a bit, crack a joke. So in Arabic, what do? If somebody is linked to something, you say Abu Fulan. Okay? Link. So he's sleeping on the floor in the masjid, with all dirt on his, whatever side he was sleeping. If he's on his back, on his side, it was all dirt. So to make the guy was a bit angry, to lighten the mood, what do you say? Not Ya Ali, what do you say? Ya Abat Turab. What's the matter? What happened? So father of soil. By meaning, you can't translate a father of soil, it doesn't make sense. But it's like the Arabs understand this, that, oh, you're linking me towards soil. So Ya Abat Turab. What happened? So by instead of saying Ya Ali, that would have given the same benefit. Okay? Okay? Yeah? Another example. Another one as well. For example, somebody was sleeping. The Prophet said, Ya Nauman. Sleepyhead. Ya Nauman. Okay. It can also be contrary. Take the mic. So for example, the Quraysh took the mic of the Prophet. Na'udhu billahi min that. What did they say? Instead of saying, Ya Muhammad innaka la majnoon, they said, Ya ayyuhalladhi nuzzila alayhi dhikr innaka la majnoon. O person who angels come from the heaven and brings wahi upon you. So they're trying to take the mic in it. Oh, you think, oh, you're some kind of, na'udhu billah. This is what they're trying to say to him. That you, oh, Ya ayyuhalladhi nuzzila alayhi dhikr innaka majnoon. Ya innaka la majnoon. So they say, Ya Muhammad, it doesn't get the same meaning. So if I say Ya Muhammad, it won't get the same meaning. They mention the reason why they think he's majnoon. You understand? So alladhi nuzzila alayhi dhikr innaka la majnoon. So Allah made this, it's simple to say Ya Muhammad. But Allah put this in why? It gives a bit extra benefit. Okay? So that's a few brief rules. There are many other rules, and these are not just limited to these. But what I wanted to bring your attention towards that, look, what's the main purpose of the sentence and how they can be used for extraordinary meanings. So you have jumla, yeah? You have khabriya can be ismiya or fa'liya. Correct? Ismiya shows what? Original meaning, thubut, and fa'liya shows either hudud or tajaddud. And both of these, jumla khabriya is for information. You don't know something, I tell you something new. Or to express weakness. This is, I'll give 2 examples, but we have 5, and they come loads of them. To express weakness, to make dua, to seek a plea, to show happiness. So it doesn't always have to be for this. It can be for other reasons as well. Then you have jumla insha'iyya, and you have all the Amr, Nahi, Istifham, Tamanni, Taraji, نداء. What's Amr for? Command. Instead of command, Nahi, prohibition. And then you can use it for other reasons as well. Not for command or prohibition, but requests, advice, make it for a prayer, to make dua. Istifham, it's for a question originally, but then you can use it for command. You can use it for prohibition. You can use it to show amazement. And there are more, but I'll just give you a few examples. So what jumla, the type, what it is, what the original purpose is, or what other meanings they can give. Tamanni is to show what? Desire, wish. Taraji to show a desire which is possible. And then you can swap them around to play games. Yeah? And then nida is to call somebody. And you can call somebody using, instead of close, you can call it far, you can call it close. You can change the way you call them to give a better meaning, etc. It's the end of section 2. Section 2, innit? So we've done now the sentences and how sentences, types of sentences. So we discussed the parts of the sentences, musnad ilayh, musnad and qaid. And then we finished off what? Now, the types of sentences and the meanings that they give. Do you understand? Any questions? Yeah? Bas. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.